garb jewels, discombobulated mind grooves, ubiquitous biquinerves, spickled, speckled, sparkled, spackled, spatula, spickled, speckled, spatula, waist whip, wristwatch, mismatched, mistwitched, mislapped, mistwitched, into erection. One can never tell whether these fruiteroozies are fruiteroonies or oozerfroonies. Wormsy, firmsy, ermsy, kermsy, germersy. Egger, egger. Verbity, burbity, furbity, schlurbs. Celestial soda pop. Copernicate your corpuscles. Cellophane, garlic fizzgig, pellets, paisley, patterns of garble, electric fuzz. Caressing carousels, calico canalysis. Do the rumpty humpty dumpty. Twittering snitches and tinkering sneezes. Electric light frizzles. The spiral sizzle on the melting pavement, ascending the medieval castle spiral staircase. Green and pink airplane, fish squiggles, flashing green and pink sparkle stars burst into cosmic light vibrations. Pink and green alien brains, pink and green artery veins, flashing and shrinking in the pavement. Pink and green makes me think. The grappling hook-legged spider, a magician casts the wave spell where the golden bird appears at the foot of Light Sprite Land. The afterlife is in the Elysian fields of Greece. Where do you go when you die? Communication can evolve by any means, depending on which sense is utilized the most. Sound, sight, smell, touch, taste, telepathy. Language has the capability of forming from any of these, not just vocal sound. Touch is the basic language of all organisms. Aliens use touch tentacles like gushy chains of green rubber balls in my brain, strings in my cheeks, and milky white marble eyelids that close and leave a sweet, sugary taste in my mouth. Their language is one of visual metaphors or enlarged eye muscles that move in patterns which form what we would call words and smell. In the senses of our brains lie the languages of communication. For different sense hookups on aliens, your head turned into a green tubular one. What else is there? What other sense? How do you exist on a gaseous planet? You must be a spirit. Maybe we aren't allowed to see what lies in the distant reaches of space because it's really a playground for dead spirits in the Elysian fields. Teeter-totter, looking-glass elephant with two robotic bird legs, running through like a kangaroo on Planet X. The sea anemone waved at me, with its wreath necklace of dangling triangular parchments. Then it disappeared, rarely to be seen again unless it's a friend in need at a later time. Red and green strings, sinking things like wings. Foaming, fuzzy fish heads, bumbling, bouncing bubble brains. Sparkle-vested gnome crest with his star cone hat proudly shines in the sun. Jester with robotic wings tries to fly awkwardly in a futile manner. His helicopter hat spins its wheels endlessly in no manner. An orange kangaroo with fluffy yellow ears stares at itself in the mirror looking peculiar. Cloud cone hat convoy swaying towards no direction in the tile floor. Demon laser light palaces of yellow, red, and green fluctuating in the breeze. The clown juggler stares through the holes in the fabric of time along the inner wall of this universe. Beauty amidst the wall, crystal canyons, a demon-feathered laser light palace, winged flower kings, scraggly hawks, electric flower butterfly chains, and their distant ancestors, the flower people. Cloud gnomes, star wizards of light, King Rufflebush and his family of morning marauders with mossy hairy heads like their cousins the cloud gnomes, snaggle-nosed ruffled heads. Goblins, all these fantasy creatures come from accidental exposure by trans-dimensional skippers, shifting through planes at brief intervals of undefinable time. There may be thousands of these shakers passing before us like the slightest brushes of wind, or subatomic particles. How do we know? Some ancient magician didn't obtain his powers from aliens trying to influence our evolution and give us these images of imagination. I've got to go.
Syd is becoming quite evolved for his time, but the Earthlings don't understand.
It isn't their language he's speaking in, it's ours.
This isn't the first time another organism's brain has evolved faster than its peers.
Shall we slow his growth with a thoraxine injection?
See how far things will evolve naturally. It's not far things will evolve naturally. It's not fair to deny the human race their potential to evolve into the peaceful, contemplative organisms they are destined to be. Instead of bombarding Syd with thoraxine, as we've done in the past, we should use him as a tool by which to bring the others to their senses.
We denied that a deal with Blake and Huxley. What makes this Syd character different? I mean, thoraxine worked fine with Blake and Huxley.
I know that, but recently I've come to the frightening conclusion that the only thing to save the human race is extraterrestrial intervention. That, of course, is where we come in.
Cynical but not untrue concept, Pons. It is an objective experiment, though.
But I think the results are in. And further allowance of continuation would be redundant.
Let me just relate the trials and tribulations of our history to you, gentlemen. We formed this council Zerxon Ubik Norkzak billion years ago, which is the Cenozoic equivalent to the interstellar reoccurring time warp fabric egg. Our purpose was to experiment with various organisms in order to observe their evolution in relation to our organic programming techniques. Subconscious image implants was our best success. Archetypes, symbols of universal memory, actually unites these various organisms in the galaxy, regardless of their physical difference in appearance.
I agree.
Nice of you to join us, Ikatar-Sile.
My pleasure, Nugatron. Oh, and I see Pons is here with his history consultant friend Nikatar.
Surprised you didn't join us sooner.
It was not my bargaining case, if I may speak free.
Of course.
The giant spaceship of yellow-orange squiggles landed and wished to release the wormsy-firmsies into the rivers and streams of shifting minds. Their image implanted in this time. Now they will go onward to another planet and on until we all join hands again for the great revelation that all our memories are really all one, like joined hands infected with the same chemicals of a Jungian archetype space shuttle.
Thank you for that poetically mythical summary of our civilizations. Thank you for that poetically mythical summary of our civilizations.
There are different phases of the day, like liquid strings echoing over a vast sea, seeping into different layers. My whole existence is like some strange scenario that's mirrored itself in others that lived at different times. Before and after me, but continues to be played out in me like it was a planned scenario, and I've always been here. Destined to be lost within these eggshell comforts of innocent childlike fantasy playlands. I am the end-all be-all to myself. Everything I do reflects who I am. Why did Syd Synopsis have to live his life out on Earth? Why couldn't it have been on planet Zox or Xenon or the Bathygraphy Dome in a parallel universe? And who am I amid so many other lost souls of completely different genetic origin? What if I did nothing? And my existence was completely meaningless. There'd be others, just as probably there'd be others. There'd be others whose situations would parallel mine, just as there probably already have been. So why don't they take my place? Of importance or lack thereof? Why hasn't the phenomenon of similar scenarios taken my place on other planets and other forms of existence of other organisms? Already, maybe it has, and I just don't know it yet.
See that, man? Must have been some killer walls, dude.
I've got to go.
Alright. Well, thanks for coming, man. I guess I'll see you around, Syd.
Am I going?
I think so, yeah. I'll see you, man.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, she come there. grappling hook existence, the reflection of the chandelier, like the praying caterpillar of child timelessness, innocence, a vine of images intertwined, interweaving through infinity across the brain, remind me of childhood memories, transposed, transfigured across different planes of dimensions of my cat's head, dimensions of my consciousness over his consciousness, dimensions of the table, the physical plane, the dimensions of his sleep, the thought processes of a cat.
What's your take on it? Too like grotesque to like mean much? Oh, it means. There's no doubt about the meaning. It has like deeply like dark things subconscious. But it's
That was our best success. Archetype symbols of universal memory actually unites these various organisms in the galaxy, regardless of their physical difference in appearance. Yes, I agree.
Celestial Silk.
Welcome to the inner sanctum. Crystal farming.
Could you want to film it now?